Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setups for today. So pretty much another rejection off the level and then a bit of a rally. Don't like the way the oscillators are looking. We do have diversions here. We're top of a trend line and we are in a zone of previous resistance. So for me at the moment, we do have a bullish crossover of all the moving averages, so that's the only bullish sign we have. Everything else here is bearish. This is a bearish signal, and the fact that we're bumping our head on this trend line is also, I wouldn't say completely bearish, but it is a signal that we shouldn't be trying to chase longs up here. We should rather wait for a pullback onto structure. We are still in the channel. The channel is very much alive, and I think you can pretty much see that with the naked eye. There's nothing we need to add to that. I think for me at the moment, we are waiting for the Feds. We are waiting for noise basically. And if you look at the 3 hour, you can see there's hovering above here, big sell-off during the US session. Well, not a big sell-off, but a relatively large sell-off in one bar. And then we basically recovered and just sort of hovering here again. So we are waiting for the Feds, and you can see the oscillators are not giving us any indication of anything just yet. And even as you start dropping down through the time frames, you can see that was pre-market or pre-US market. Then the US market was a bit of just a backwards and forth, and then a big sell-off, and then we just meandered again. So trend is up. We'll give it that much. We are above the moving averages, and we keep bouncing off the moving averages, so it's pretty well structured at the moment. But for me, we really need to wait for the Feds now. Everything hinges basically on what interest rates outlook is going to be in the US right now. So that's what the markets are waiting for. And even if you look at the 15-minute, really messy, lots of gaps here. Still this opening gap that is here. No real bounce off structure. I suppose this one during the US Open was the closest one. None of this came into play yesterday, as you can see. My decision to sit on the sides, as far as I was concerned, it was the correct one. At the moment, 15 minutes is probably going to be all over the place. So I would expect us either in a tight range or a relatively wide range. So basically what I would be expecting is something like that. Just hover around in this range until later tonight when the Feds come out with their song and dance. And obviously we can't trade that at the moment, so it's going to be after the DAX closes as well. So that's kind of my outlook at the moment. It's a very cautious view of what's going on because when we look on the higher time frames, there's a lot happening. We've also got the daily 155 EMA here with a grouping of the oscillators, so that's bearish, a break below the low of yesterday, which is pretty much where I've got the range. So you can see if we just extend that, you'll see it. So a break below the structure here, which is 13,257, that sees us pull back quite dramatically. And one thing I want to highlight here is every time we get to the 155, you can see there was a grouping of the 155, grouping of the oscillators there. We fell off. Same thing happened here. We had a bit of diversions on one of the oscillators. Here we've got a really tight grouping of everything on the 155. Logic just says you should be looking for opportunities to the downside at the moment here. I don't see us breaking through the structure at the moment. So with that little view in the back of your head, read it how you want to read it, but I'm very reluctant chasing longs, and also reluctant chasing shorts until I see a break to the downside, and this is the break I'm looking for. And there's a gap here as well, so just keep that in the back of your mind as well. So that's 13257. Okay, anyway, I hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.